Hi everyone, this is Paul here from the Magdalene Centre. Today I'm doing the astrology report for the week commencing the 6th of March and outlining some key aspects and transits taking place during this week and giving an overview what it all means. Before I do that, I just want to clarify, as I always do, that the astrology doesn't control our lives. It gives us a framework to help us understand what's unfolding around us, helps us recognise what lessons are there for us to be learning and what areas of growth are presented at this time that we can make best use of. But for anything to change, it requires that we take action, that we take responsibility for our lives and seek to use the astrology as a guidepost, but not an absolute. So it's not something that we expect things to happen for us without us participating, because astrology doesn't make it happen. It serves as the kind of, sets the scene for what's unfolding, and it's then up to us to choose the right course of action guided by wisdom to make best use of it, so we're not creating karma for ourselves in the process of taking action. Now, in terms of the aspects this week, this is a very busy week, and it's like a major burst of activity after the relative quiet last week. But I'll start with the moon as normal. So we start with her in Pisces, so this is a time for connecting with that feeling of oneness and also letting go of attachments and seeking to have unconditional love and compassion as our guideposts. And during this period we'll also have a very powerful new moon in Pisces, which gives us an opportunity to set new intentions. But there'll be another video on this to go in more detail, so I won't spend too long on this. But this particular new moon gives us an opportunity to work on learn to let go of control. It's about embracing unconditional love and compassion for ourselves so that we can then radiate it to other people. And it's also about embracing forgiveness as a way of letting go of the past, of breaking attachments to a sense of victimhood, and also letting go of any tendencies towards procrastination that's driven by a fear of change, instead of trusting that by embracing change, by going with the natural flow, that we will naturally move forward and grow as an individual. Now on Thursday the moon will move into Aries, so this will be a time where we may have an emotional drive to take action, to assert ourselves and make things happen. And on Sunday the moon will enter Taurus, so we may feel that desire to kind of connect with the body, connect with nature, but basically to become more grounded and just to slow down and to do things one step at a time rather than rushing ahead. And it is about that being grounded, so spending time in nature may be something that we feel like we need to do. And then on Tuesday the moon will enter Gemini, so this will be a time for kind of connecting with one another, working on communication, and also gathering information or researching for whatever projects we happen to be working on. Now the big event this week, which is on the same day as the new moon, i.e. Wednesday, is Uranus is moving into Taurus completely. We had a taste of Uranus in Taurus last year when there was about a 5-month stint in Taurus, but Uranus then backtracked into Aries. So this is the completion of Uranus's transit through Aries. We won't experience this again for over 70 years now. So Uranus in Taurus sets a new theme. I will do another video on this because there's a lot that it covers. But the main thing that Uranus will be causing us, or bringing change and causing us to awaken to, is to do with values and our relationship with resources. And Uranus is about understanding that everything is interconnected. It awakens us to the higher picture or the higher vision. And with Uranus in Taurus, it's about understanding the natural cycles or the organic cycles, and rather than constantly rushing around to do things, it's about syncing with the natural cycles again. It also reminds us that we don't truly own anything material. It's just a tool or something that passes through our lives, and at some point we have to let go of it. So there's no point being materialistic as such. We're trying to base our sense of security on what we have, because security is an internal state. It's something that we achieve through achieving an inner sense of security, rather than trying to achieve security through acquiring things. Now, there's kind of three paths I can see unfolding here collectively. One of them is rampant materialism. So some people may choose that route where they seek to achieve a sense of self or seek a sense of uniqueness through acquiring more and more stuff. Other people may go in the opposite direction, so may get a strong focus on asceticism and anti-materialism, so it'd be a very anti-material rhetoric and a desire to try and crash the material system. But the thing is, the material things are here, whilst they are tools, we are also allowed to enjoy them, but it's about separating identity from them. So it's not basing our identity on it, but it's not rejecting it either. So it's finding that middle path where we're in the world but not of it, where we appreciate and have that reverence for the world around us, and we appreciate nature, we give love to it, and we appreciate the bounty of the gifts that are provided for us, and we seek to enjoy the material resources. We do not base our identity on it, so if it does have to move on, we don't feel any kind of suffering to it because there's no attachment there. So it's having that detachment, which is the Scorpio, the polarity point of Taurus, and it's also seeking to see how can we utilize the resources we already have in a better way. How can we share our resources rather than trying to gather all for our own personal needs, and recognize that the more we share and the more we utilize our resources, the more we can achieve collectively. Just seeking that communal use of resources rather than just personal aggrandizement. As I said, I'll go into more detail on this in a different video because there's too much to go into, and this is the weekly report, not the one on Uranus. So the day after the new moon in Uranus, so it's Thursday, we have the Sun, or conjunct Neptune exact, and conjunct Vesta as well. So the Sun conjunct Neptune, gives us an opportunity to dissolve the elements of the self that aren't who we are. So it's an opportunity for spiritual renewal. It's shedding the parts of the identity that are based on attachments and recognizing our spiritual self instead. And it's also incorporating unconditional love and compassion into our sense of who we are, and embracing the psychic senses, so we recognize ourselves as spiritual beings having a human experience rather than seeing ourselves as human beings seeking a spiritual experience. And with the Sun conjunct Vesta, this is an opportunity to work on integrating different elements of the psyche. So it's achieving that. It's also embracing spiritual devotion and that commitment to personal integrity. So we only do what we believe in, and we only do what is right for who we are. So it doesn't mean that we eschew our responsibilities to other people, but it's making sure that whatever we do honours the self in the process, is based on truth and based on commitment and based on personal integrity, and it's committing to the spiritual ideals that we value. So obviously with this all taking place in Pisces, these are values like unconditional love, unconditional compassion, it's forgiveness, it's surrender, it's embracing intuition, and it's trusting the natural flow of things. We also have on Friday or Saturday, the Sun is going to be, it's Saturday, the Sun will sextile Saturn exact. So this brings us an opportunity for us to incorporate self-discipline, patience, self-control into the sense of who we are. So it's guiding, embracing discipline and order into our sense of who we are, and incorporating discipline into our daily lives and making it a part of who we are, so that we're always doing things in a way that's guided by self-control, by patience, by perseverance, and we're willing to undergo any difficulties necessary to achieve something through having that patience, discipline and perseverance to commit to a path no matter the obstacles that are presented to us, as long as that path is guided by love, truth and wisdom, and isn't just about personal aggrandizement and done at the expense of other people. We also have on Sunday, Venus is going to be sextile to, no, it's going to be trine to Juno, so this gives us an opportunity to incorporate or to recognise the value of our relationships is about incorporating more love and commitment into our relationships, and with Juno it's about incorporating more is valuing honest and open communication with one another and seeking to keep those lines of communication open and keep them honest, so that relationships can be based on that foundation of mutual trust, mutual respect, mutual honesty, and obviously, most importantly, mutual love for one another. We also have an exact sextile between Ceres and Venus on Monday, so this gives us an opportunity to embrace a nurturing energy in our relationships and to value nurturing and to embrace greater love and nurturing of each other. So it's nurturing connection, building connection in our relationships and helping one another to grow in that respect. So there's a lot going on this week, but the big change, as I mentioned already, is Uranus and the new moon together on the same day. And in fact, I also forgot, we have a sextile forming that's going to be exact between Mars and Neptune. So this gives an opportunity to incorporate that unconditional love and that higher wisdom into our actions and desires. So it's having actions and desires that are converted into devotion through that spiritual awareness, through that unconditional love, and the stripping away of any illusions around power and any illusions that give us comfort, and instead making sure our actions and desires are based on asserting ourselves with the wisdom behind it and guided by unconditional love, not just selfish desire. So this week has a lot going on, but if we're prepared to embrace change, if we're prepared to reassess our value systems and reassess the way we utilise our resources, and we seek to recognise the truth that we're in the world but we're not of it, we come here and have our own spiritual journey whilst we're here on earth, and we also have responsibility for the natural world in the process, for making sure that what we do is respects nature, because we need nature in order to survive. It's not something that we can just dismiss. We may have this illusion that we can live without nature, but without the natural resources we can't survive, as it were. So it's having that wider understanding and that wider appreciation for the world around us and for the resources that are given to us, and it's appreciating and enjoying our lives whilst making sure that we don't build attachments to material things. We recognise that they're just transiting through our lives, we're there as stewards for a period, and then they move on. And if we can also learn to embrace the ethic of sharing our resources so that we can achieve more with less, then it costs the earth a lot less, because we're not having to constantly use more resources to build more material things. Is using what we already have to achieve a wider goal or a higher goal that seeks to empower ourselves and empower others through developing great awareness of our own resources and seeking to achieve more with less, so be more utilitarian with our resources. And with this being all taking place with the sun's passage through Pisces, also looking at breaking free of any illusions that keep these habits going, and seeking to empower ourselves through the shedding of illusions, embracing unconditional love and truth, and radiating that to other people. So may this week bring you many insights and many blessings. Take care and be blessed.